If I grew up feeling lonely as a kid, I might still carry memories that feel heavy. Maybe I spent recess by myself, came home to an empty house, or felt invisible even when I was around family. People usually treat childhood loneliness like something is wrong with you, like it broke you in some way. But what if I told you that the solitude I went through wasn't just taking things away from me? What if it was quietly building strengths inside me that most people never develop? Today, I'm talking about the hidden effects of childhood loneliness, and I think it might surprise you to realize that what once felt like your biggest weakness could actually be one of your greatest strengths. Let's go over 4 psychological strengths that come from childhood loneliness, strengths that make you capable in ways most people might never understand. The first one is deep self-reliance and inner resourcefulness. When I grew up lonely, I learned early that I'm my own best company. Research in developmental psychology shows that kids who spend a lot of time alone develop what psychologists call an internal locus of control, a strong belief that they can handle life on their own. I didn't have a group to turn to when I felt bored, scared, or unsure, so I learned how to figure things out myself. I created whole worlds in my imagination. I taught myself how to be okay being alone. This goes beyond just being independent. It means I built something solid inside myself, like an inner place I can always come back to. As an adult, this means I don't fall apart when support from others disappears, when a relationship ends, when friends drift away, or when life isolates me again. I have tools that others don't. I know how to sit with myself. I know how to calm myself down, solve problems, and find meaning even in silence. While other people panic at the idea of being alone, I understand that solitude isn't the same as loneliness. I've turned what used to be painful isolation into a kind of strength built on self-sufficiency. I carry my own light. The second strength is stronger emotional intelligence and empathy. At first, that might not make sense. How does being alone make me better at understanding people? Psychology shows that kids who feel lonely become very sharp observers. When I'm on the outside looking in, I watch people differently. I notice small changes in someone's voice when they're pretending to be okay. I catch a hint of sadness behind a smile. I know what it feels like to be unseen, so I've developed a strong ability to really see others. Studies on social observation show that people who experienced loneliness as kids often score higher in empathy and emotional awareness. I learned how to read a room, feel tension, and understand things that weren't said out loud because I had to. I needed to understand the emotional space around me even when I wasn't part of it. As an adult, this turns into deep and meaningful connections. When I let people in, I don't just hear what they say, I hear what they're holding back. I ask questions most people don't even think about. I make people feel truly seen in a world where most people feel overlooked. My friends come to me because I can sit with their pain without judging them. My loneliness taught me how to understand emotions on a deeper level, and not many people can do that well. The third strength is strong creativity and deep thinking. Loneliness creates space, and in that space, imagination grows. Research shows that many great artists, writers, and thinkers say their creativity started during times of childhood solitude. When I'm alone, I turn inward. I daydream, I build stories, and I think about big questions like meaning, purpose, and existence. Things other kids might not stop long enough to think about. I didn't just pass time. I filled it with my own thoughts. That built something powerful, a rich inner world. As an adult, I'm comfortable with complexity and depth. I'm not afraid of quiet or stillness because that's where my best ideas come from. I might be the person who sees solutions others miss, who connects ideas in new ways, and who brings originality into work or passions. My childhood loneliness acted like training for my imagination. While others were learning how to fit in, I was learning how to think for myself and develop my own voice. That voice, shaped in solitude, has something different to say, and the world needs voices that aren't just copies of everyone else. The fourth strength is real connection and meaningful relationships. Here's something important. Because I know what it feels like to be truly alone, I don't waste time on shallow relationships. Psychology shows that people who experienced childhood loneliness often focus more on quality than quantity in their social lives. I'm not trying to collect a large group of acquaintances or pretend to have friendships just for approval. I've already seen what the alternative looks like, and I know that being around people who don't truly understand me can feel worse than being alone. So I choose carefully, and I act with intention. When I let someone into my life, it matters. I build relationships based on depth, trust, and real understanding. I'm willing to walk away from connections that don't respect who I am, because I've already been through something harder than being alone. I've lived it, and I know I can handle it. That gives me a kind of freedom. I don't hold on out of fear. I don't stay in situations that drain me just to avoid being alone. And in a strange way, that honesty brings the right people into my life. The people who stay are the ones who truly understand me, and that creates strong and loyal connections. My childhood taught me that real connection is worth waiting for, and I've built my life around that idea. Now, I want to say something important. Seeing these strengths doesn't erase the pain I went through. Childhood loneliness is real, and it hurts. I deserve to feel seen, connected, and cared about, and I'm not denying that. But I carried something valuable out of those years. I turned pain into awareness, isolation into independence, and silence into something meaningful. That takes real strength, even if I didn't see it at the time. If you recognize yourself in this, I want you to understand something. You're not broken because you were alone as a kid. You're not less than because you didn't have the same connections others did. You just developed in a different way. And different doesn't mean worse. You have strengths that other people spend years trying to build, if they ever build them at all. Your loneliness shaped you, but it doesn't define you. What defines you is what you built from it, who you became, and how you move through the world now. So here's what I want you to remember. Your childhood loneliness wasn't wasted. It was preparation. It was the process that shaped something strong inside you. And the strengths you have now, your independence, your empathy, your creativity, your authenticity, they're not there despite your loneliness. They exist because of it. You took something painful and turned it into something powerful. That's more than survival. That's transformation. If this spoke to you, if you saw yourself in this, subscribe to the channel. I make content that helps you see the hidden strengths in who you are and how your experiences shaped you. Turn on notifications so you don't miss more insights about your psychology. And if you want, share this with someone who needs to hear that their childhood loneliness wasn't the end of their story, it was the start of their strength. Thanks for being here, for listening, and for continuing to grow into who you're becoming. I'll see you in the next video.